Hello everyone, my name is the Radman, and we are here for another episode of PC Building Simulator. So, let's get started. So, one thing I really quickly wanted to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it also in the farming videos, for the people who only watch those. But, okay, oh yeah, I need to replace the PSU. So we need a Cooler Master Bronze 500 and then a Ryzen. Okay. So one thing I just wanted to talk about real quick was it 500, right? Yes. Okay. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick is the upload schedule. So for right now, I am planning on uploading this series or whatever series I'm kind of considering the main overall series as basically I'll upload it every day at either 9 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time or what was the other time I decided? I think I also decided 12 o'clock because I uploaded my first, I'm just going to call them, they're going to be under the real life farming playlist, and I'll just have a description of what they're doing, the date, and then whether or not it's a time lapse of it. So like the video that just got published was, oh, I have to remove the old one first. I'm like, what am I doing? But so the video that just got published, for instance, was, I think I just called it Swathing Young Hay, because that's what I did was yesterday I swathed young hay, and those videos are going to be a little different because I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on a schedule or just upload them as soon as I make them, because obviously I can't post a video if I don't go to work. So those ones are going to be a little different from like the gaming ones, but I'm going to try and plan on at least one gaming video per day, with the exception of if I happen to need, okay, that's only a 2 gigabytes, so we'll probably just take that one out. If I need to, like, for instance, record something else, or like if I start, for instance, let's say I'm doing this game and Factorio at the same time, whichever one of them I enjoy playing more, like for instance, if I enjoyed playing this one more, I'd consider this one the main series, so I would actually, you know, post one of it every day. And then Factorio would be a side series, and I'll plan on posting side series every 2 days. That way, you know, I don't have to try and record 2 series a day, because that can get that can get really taxing on your time. So we got a Ryzen quad-core 1300X. We better look up what's better than that, because I don't want to go buying the wrong one. So we need a Ryzen 5 quad-core 1400. Oh, look, right there. Cool. But yeah, so basically with, that'll be the schedule. That's the plan at least. And if we need to change that a little bit, we can, but that's just the tentative plan for right now, because I realized that, you know, taking a whole bunch of I need to kind of have a plan so I can do daily uploads, or else I'll end up forgetting to do certain things. Like I've tried in the past to just, you know, alternate uploads between 2 or 3 series, and what usually ends up happening is I'll schedule like the 5 videos that I would upload, because the other thing I'm going to be trying to do is I'm going to try and edit and upload a video at least the same day, if not at the latest the next day from when I actually make it. Now that doesn't mean I'm actually going to schedule it, you know, for the day of or day right after I make it, just because, you know, that's that means I'd be running out of time. 1 second, trying to get that last cable. Basically, I'll try and schedule them just so, and get them uploaded just because that way I don't get behind on editing, because I realized the times when I wanted to not edit videos was when I had like, you know, 5 or 6 videos from the same series that all needed edited at the same time. I think if I, like, for instance, when I finish this episode, if I just go and, you know, just do it instead of procrastinating it, I feel like I'll get a lot more done. And I won't get burned out on editing as much. But anyway, enough about that. Let's see. Okay. So there's not much we can do about this, guys, except we can always start Will It Run and have World of Tanks open, just so we can get an idea. So it was minimum. Okay. So one thing you can do, and it just depends on how much money you have, is, for instance, if I don't think he has if I think he has 2 gigabytes of RAM, I could always buy, you know, some RAM with 4 gigabytes. But like I said, buying the more expensive stuff like graphics cards and CPUs without knowing whether or not you need to upgrade them is something I don't like to do. So, plus, like I said, everyone needs RAM, so eventually we will use it up, because I've used up like 4 of these that I just got used from, you know, getting them over and over from jobs. Anyway, let's turn off the lights and we'll go to tomorrow. But yeah, so I think that schedule will help a lot with burnout, because like I said, one of the main reasons I just stop uploading or stop recording is because I get burned out of doing it. So I feel like, you know, if I don't try and overdo it, but I also don't procrastinate it to the point where I end up, you know, having to do a bunch of one type of thing, because that's the thing is, you know, as long as I kind of balance it, I don't get burned out on stuff. But it's when I start, you know, being like, well, I'll just, you know, just edit that tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into 2 weeks from now. And then I've had times where I did that so long that the video never ended up getting uploaded. But yeah, so for now I think, like I said, this is going to be the main series, because this is what I honestly feel like playing right now the most. And then I think I'll also start Dirty Bomb, because I really enjoy that game. And that one, I don't know, that one's kind of interesting, because I forgot this thermal paste. I knew I was forgetting something. Because with Dirty Bomb, I don't know, I'll have to experiment, because right now I've just been uploading a video straight to YouTube as I'm after editing, but I'll have to experiment with Dirty Bomb to see if it's actually playable with you know, with a video uploading to YouTube, because if this program, I think this program does 2 things. I know it makes smaller files as finished files than the other program I was using, which was just Windows Movie Maker did. So I know for sure that it's making smaller files, but I think it's also uploading to YouTube like more efficiently, if that's even possible. Anyway, and all we needed to do was do this. Okay, take you out. And one thing I have noticed is we will start accumulating a lot of these Ryzen 3 CPUs, because, like, seriously, for like 20 missions after this, you just get basically people who only have Ryzen 3s wanting upgrades. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, let's do this, plug in our USB, get 3D Mark running, and then while that's running, we'll go look at at what we need to do with that other computer. But we do need to get 3D Mark installed so we can have our USB back first. Thank you. And then let's actually run this. And good. Now we just plug everything in, because like I said, doesn't do much good to tear apart the computer before you know what you're upgrading. Good. This in, starter up, and let's find out what needs upgrading. If we're lucky, which I actually like, I think of all the missions I've done of this, I've only had 1 or 2 where it was the RAM, but they were also the easiest. So I'm like, I know it's not realistic that, you know, only the RAM is the problem because you'd think if they've got that nice of a processor and GPU, you'd think that they would think about having a lot of RAM, but you never know. Wait, was it World of Tanks or World of Warcraft? I need to check that. World of Tanks, okay. Yeah, 4 gigabytes. Oh, so they had all the things are outdated. Wow. Wait a second, do I have a Ryzen 3? Or is that a... Oh my gosh, I got a used one of those, that's awesome. And then GTX 960. Can't remember whether I have one of those. Let's see how the 1050 ranks in graphics cards, because I think the 960 is one of the nicer ones right now. Okay, 980, we need the 960. And then we need to check if it was a 2G or a 4G. And it doesn't tell us, so I think that just means that any of them will do. And here's the 1050s, so we definitely want to just buy a 960 because there's no way the one we have will work. So let's see, 960. I really wish, like, if the dev ever watches this, please make it so that this will tell you, like, if it's a specific one, make it tell you, like, the full name of it, and if not, then just make it tell you, like, models, you know, in NVIDIA or better, because I've had a time where I bought, like, one of the older ones, like one of these, and it actually wanted one of the 4G ones, but of course the 4G ones are more expensive. But we do know it needs, what is it? Oh, it only needs 2 gigabytes of VRAM, so we can just buy one of these. But other than the VRAM, I don't know how on earth it calculates which one it needs. Anyway, we shall... I guess we can upgrade those two. But first, let's go put this by the door. And then we will collect these. Collect, discard, collect, discard. And the problem that I've had is if you don't discard old jobs, like, I once had a time where I was waiting on a part that I bought from basically the equivalent of eBay, and it was 10 days out, but the job had no time limit. I couldn't find the job when I went to fix it. Okay, that one's easy. I think I might actually already have a used 500 gigabytes. Discard. Replace graphics card. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Let's see. He needed storage. Oh yeah, we have that. So we have basically this job and this job that we can finish tomorrow, because I don't even need to order a part for that one job. So let's just buy this, and I'll leave this running because I don't think it factors in the computers running to the energy bill. I think it's mainly the lights. So I don't think it matters if you leave those running overnight, but I just don't want to mess with having to restart the Will It Run program. Okay, so we need to put in the RAM up. Okay, I know what we need to do now. And we probably should turn it off before we go tearing stuff apart. That's just a common sense type thing. Okay, take these out and get the graphics card. And kaboop. and then we'll really quickly hook it up to make sure it actually is better. Except I believe with this one, it won't tell us until everything that was, inferior is replaced. So we'll have to replace it all, and then at least we don't have to rerun will it run, because this will just tell us itself. Okay, it's an i3. I hope that this is not the one that we just pulled out, because I was not paying attention to what one we actually just pulled out. But it wouldn't tell us whether or not that's better yet, because we haven't installed 4 gigabytes of RAM. And now you're going to see we have one of those examples where all we have to do is add a second used slot. And I think I did need to order a CPU because I didn't check what socket the CPU needed. And it also might not be calculating it because I don't think it calculates the whole CPU thing unless the cooler's plugged in. Yeah. Okay, we better check exactly what it is, and then we'll use the part ranking system to figure out what one we need to buy. That's just a bummer. I thought I had thought about that, but the sockets are the one thing that I always forget to take into account. Yeah. Because see, the Ryzen 3 quad-core 1300X we have if we look at it here, but we don't have it in this LGA 1151. We have it in AM4 socket, obviously, but not LG fart. So take that out, and then we need this socket. And so we needed better than the Ryzen 3 quad-core 1300X. So we'll look down in our list here. 1300X. So we need an i5 6400 if they have that here. And they do. So that'll be compatible. And now we just leave this here. We may as well take off the cooler and everything. Okay, there we go. Take that out. Then we just need to wait for the new one. And, oh, this one was, wait a second. Okay. I was like, do I even need to remove this side panel? But, yeah, I do, because it opens this way. Okay, unhook the cords, please. Please stop phasing through walls. I swear, sometimes these cords for these, drives are just the glitchiest thing ever. Oh yeah, he was only using a 120 gigabyte. There you go, my friend. You got a bigger drive. Don't know why you couldn't have done that at home, but I guess it wouldn't be PC Building Simulator if everyone did everything at home. Because there's a lot of people who don't. Okay, get this plugged in, and then all we need to do is let it boot and put the panel back on the case, and then we're done with it. Then I think we've still got the other one out in the hall we need to go monkey with. Yeah, there you are. Come here. Okay, what did you need again? Oh, we just need to replace some parts. Okay, you are a gaming 100ME. I better check your actual model before I go just buying any gaming 100ME. I've done that before too. Oops, I needed to replace the hard drive, not the CPU. Should have read that a little more closely before I go tearing into everything. Okay, rehook you up. And then, where are the hard drives in this case? Probably on this side. Okay, take this off. Is that a lighting glitch? Yeah, that's a little bit of a glitch. The fan changes color depending on whether or not it applies. Well, found a bug. Okay, where's the storage in this case? I've never worked with one of these. Oh, there it is. That was kind of annoying. Okay, you are a 320 gigabyte. I have a 1 terabyte. Let's see what the value of this drive is. Because, I mean, Eventually people are going to be asking for terabyte drives anyway, but well, you're broken anyway. So I don't even know. We'll just put this one in so we don't have this job sitting overnight with that other one. Well, it actually will be sitting overnight because I do need to buy a new graphics card anyway. But anyway, let's see. You are a GTX 970 gaming 100ME. Wait, was it just a replace? Or an upgrade? Oh, it's just a replace. Okay. So 970 gaming 100ME. 970 gaming 100ME. Get you. Now we have these two things. We will pick that, but we will really quickly collect this and discard that. Discard those. Oh, this guy again. This guy's the guy who has his little film archive, and I think depending on how long we play today, we might actually see the end of his little mini arc of interestingness with the law. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, oh, I need to order. I forgot to hit the order button. That would have been a big mistake. Yes, buy now. There we go. And I always have this issue where I sometimes forget how the doorway works there. Okay, pick up these. Okay. Here we go. Let's put in this CPU before I forget about it. There we go. See, now it says we can play it. Because I actually got the right socket. I always mess up the socket thing every once in a while. Maybe that's why I have my friend who knows more about computers than I do. Maybe that's why I have him pick out all the parts to make sure my computer's actually going to run. Because I can't be trusted to pick all that type of stuff. Anyway, let's get 3D Mark installed. I totally forgot that was a thing we had to do, was run 3D Mark afterwards. But anyway, let's get this installed, because I can't remember. Did you need 3D Mark? No, you didn't. Okay, that's good. Okay, restart. Yes. Just really quickly swap out this graphics card while that's rebooting. Okay, he's up and running. These are the same. I always hate to sell the broken ones before I install the new ones, because I'm afraid that I'll have accidentally bought the wrong model, and then I won't know which model I have to buy for it to actually finish the job. Like, I had a time where I got really mad at it because this was unrelated, but it was with the, you know, the motherboards have either the SLI or Crossfire compatibility. I completely forgot that SLI was a thing when I was playing that job, and I ended up wasting so much time buying these like really expensive, I think it was SLI cards. Like, I bought like probably $1,000 worth of SLI cards, and I thought the game was just glitched, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, Crossfire exists. And so on that game, I still have like probably $500 worth of cards just sitting in storage, because no one's asked for cards that nice yet. Anyway, let's get you back on. And eventually I'm going to sell these, okay, one. Oh, duh. I always forget that you have to do certain things, but one of the days I'm going to remember to just sell those PCI slots, because it's very rare that you actually ever have to put a PCI cover back in. Oh, you're just a diagnose, but let's get you plugged in and we'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing too drastic. I don't really want to have to tear you down to the motherboard if I don't have to. But it's looking like that's probably what it is. Let's unplug all the stuff that's tied to the power supply, because I always prefer to check the power supply before the motherboard. Are you wait. Okay, I think all we have to do is take this off and unplug it from here. So please be the thing that's broken. I will be very appreciative if that's the only thing that's broken is the power supply. And if it is, okay, good. And we actually even have a used one to replace it with. And I was going to say, maybe if we have to order the part, we'll also pull out the hard drive and check it. But since we didn't have to end up pulling out anything else, we'll just reconnect everything and check if it boots now. And if it doesn't, it's almost definitely the motherboard was also broken. But I think we're still a little too early in the game for it to be giving us 2 broken components on the same computer. Yep. Also, I'll have to see like if that like audio distortion that always happens on the boot up noises actually happens in the recording or if it's just in my headphones, because that audio noise that plays like has never quite sounded right to me. Wait a second. Okay, you're done. I thought that for some reason I hadn't quite gotten the last part for that, and I was like, shouldn't there be a part in the shopping list? No. Not at all. Okay, let the other mail run in because it might give us more new parts, and I don't accidentally want to discard. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's easy. Replace a hard drive. We'll probably end up having to buy one, but I'd be very surprised if it's over a terabyte. But we aren't going to mess with that. Go to 4 gigabytes of RAM. Let's actually see what we have in the way of RAM, because we need 8 gigabytes and we need 4 gigabytes. So we have a 4 gigabyte here and a 4 gigabyte there, but we're probably going to have to buy the 8 gigabyte stick, just in case. Memory, take out that filter, and 8 gigabytes. There we go. Okay, upgrade graphics card, run 3D Mark. And what did you need? Oh, just a hard drive. So I think what we'll do is we'll buy a 1 terabyte hard drive. And I don't... Oh, this seems like a very bad idea. But where we can do this one for sure. This one is kind of a gamble. And this one we need to upgrade the graphics card, so I think we won't actually order what we have in our cart tonight, just in case they don't actually need that 1 terabyte drive. Because that way, let's see, which one was it? Okay, we'll take this one and see what type of drive it has in it. And then we'll also take the upgrade the graphics card one. And then we can just order the parts for tomorrow. Because in all honesty, if it doesn't have a time limit on it, that basically means keep the computer until you finish it. And like, I haven't tried it, but I'm guessing if you kept it for like, you know, too long, it would probably get mad at you, but I'm guessing you'd have to keep it for a really long time if there's no time limit. Okay, 960 Gaming 4G LE. Let's see how you stack up. 960 Gaming 4G LE. So you're along the bottom. So how likely is it that one of our used graphics cards? So let's see. Gaming 2G. Really? GTX 1050 Gaming 2G. Is that what we have? You are a crap card. If I know, because there's occasionally people who are like, just give me the cheapest computer you can build. If they weren't there, I'd sell this in a heartbeat, knowing how bad it is. We're not going for too much of an upgrade is the thing. I think those Raidons are R7s. Oh no, these are R9s. Those actually might be better than what he's using. Let's see, Raidon R9. I think they are just like an inch better. Like if it was on a ruler that was only 2 inches long, it'd actually probably be like half an inch better. I love how that's an upgrade. That just looks so dumb to go from a bigger graphics card to a smaller graphics card and have it be an upgrade. But then again, I haven't upgraded my graphics card very much, so who knows? Maybe that happens to more people than I would think. Okay. Dang it, it turns out I should have ordered that anyway. Because I would have been fine, because I didn't think that he'd have that crap of a card. Anyway, it looks like a 1 terabyte is going to be an upgrade from this. Oh no, wait, we only need a 500. This is a replace. I keep thinking it's an upgrade. Okay, so we'll add a 500 gigabyte, take out the 1 terabyte, and then there we go. So yeah, so all we need now is the RAM and this, and then that'll finish up both of these. So we shall buy $100. I really kind of want same day, but the problem is unless you're like unless you have a ton of parts, it's almost never worth it unless you're on one of those, you know, must complete jobs by this day type of thing. And yeah, you are the must complete job, so we'll just swap you out with this guy. Stick him somewhere in the hallway. And we'll just really quickly upgrade your RAM and run 3D Mark. Okay, let's get 3D Mark installed. And there we go, so you can boot up. Holy crap, it's getting hot in this room. The problem is whenever I'm recording, I like shut the door to keep sound out from the rest of the house. But then it ends up getting really hot in here because of that. Okay, well, we can always just open the memory clips. Oh, can I actually direct upgrade? Yeah, I can with an older stick. That's cool. I always love it when I can do that. Okay, restart this now. Wait until we hear the boot up noise, then we'll shut it back off. Okay, now we just replace this memory and get 3D Mark running. Nice. Probably even put this cover back on before it boots up. There we go, run you. And you were waiting on parts. So I think I might actually call that an end to this episode because it's kind of hard to tell how long I've been running. Because my silly indicators for like when I'm recording, I have a second monitor, but the stupid indicators go over to the other monitor too, so I can't actually read what time it is. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is the Rad Man, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.